Okay, good afternoon. So thank you for reaching out with us or talking to us about listing your property. So I just want to, I'm going to want that at some point. So I'll put that down. So just wanted to kind of walk you through our marketing proposal and then pricing for your property. You are in a very unique spot. Most properties in Brock either have suites or are very run down. So having a renovated, truly move-in ready property is a great thing. I remember that house when it was in, I think that one was in foreclosure, if I remember correctly. And I am very eager to hear what you have done with the place. So I'll try and be quick because I know that you're probably busy trying to finish up the renovations. So first and foremost, we are the Vike Real Estate Group. We are a team of 5 full-time agents and 1 full-time administrator. We operate our licenses out of Remax and are one of the top producing teams, not only within that brokerage, but actually within the within Western Canada for Remax. So we're very fortunate to live in a great city and primarily work off of referrals. So yeah, we've been lucky and busy, and it's a good time to get on board with the Kamloops market. So your home is unique. Like I said, you know, the average home in Brock is going to have a suite. We're going to market a house with a suite a lot differently than we would a renovated move-in ready home. So just keeping that in mind, we will create something custom for you, and that's what we're going to go into here. Frequently asked questions, and this is what we are going to be going through today, is who's going to buy my home. So again, we don't just throw a sign in the yard and hope and pray that we find the right buyer. We are very strategic about what we do and who we're looking for. So of course you will get a sign in the yard, but we try and define what type of buyer is going to be likely to purchase your home, and then cater not only our MLS wording, so the description online, to your home or to that buyer, but also then we do demographic based marketing through our private marketing channels, so social media, Google, etc. How much are they willing to pay? Obviously, the biggest question. You know, real estate is supply and demand driven, so this number could change in the next 2 weeks. But as of right now, this is kind of what we're looking at. I'll get into details with you about that shortly. And then what is the process and cost? So it's not necessarily about how much you actually list and sell your home for. It's about what you're going to end up netting. So we're going to talk about all of that as well. Okay, so target market. This home, in my opinion, is going to be the most desirable to young families that are interested in the Brock community. Maybe they've been priced out of other neighborhoods, such as, you know, maybe West Side, Sahali, Juniper, Aberdeen, that kind of thing. They maybe want to avoid parts or all of the North Shore. They like the catchment, they like the Brock Rec Center, all that kind of stuff. And they might not have the budget to renovate themselves. Plus, a lot of families are looking for a home without a suite because they want their kids to have their own play space and not be squished into one floor. So, and then also, of course, having the detached shop is going to be great for that demographic as well. Then, you know, not to be sexist, or but then dad can go and have his space as well. Most of the construction in the area was between 1960 and 1980. Most of the homes are from this time period and show like it. So the best part about your property, obviously, is that it has been renovated, and we can push on price. Even though the square footage isn't huge, we can definitely push on price because of the renovations that you've done. According to our demographics, the average owner in the area is 34 years old and has an average household income of about $81,000 per year. 56% of these are going to be blue collar workers, and 55% of those people have children at home. So going back to who our target market is, this is actually great because you've got essentially more than half of the buying demographic that could technically afford your home. We do want to go at a minimum of the average, probably closer to $100,000 a year just to qualify for that mortgage, but just making sure that we're going after that demographic between 35 and 50 with average to above average income level. Target market behaviors. So no surprise here, most people are searching for their home online, and most of them are doing it on their cell phone. So we have a mobile friendly site that we use. Realtor.ca is also now mobile friendly. Remax.ca, same thing. And that's where we're going to spend the majority of our marketing budget, is going to be online. Like I said, of course, we'll do a sign in the yard, we'll do a mail out to the neighborhood, but we really want to focus the majority of our efforts to that online crowd. Typically, buyers in this price range are buying their second, possibly third home. They definitely have experience with the buying process, are maybe a little bit more comfortable with writing offers, going into multiple offers, etc. But they likely have regrets from their first purchase, from questions that they failed to ask at the time. So we really do try and mitigate any buyer's remorse. Part of that is doing a buyer information package on the updates that you've done throughout the home, any pending repairs that you can see coming up, and average utility costs, etc. I'll get into that a little bit later. This way, it just creates a more open and honest relationship with the buyer, and you tend to get fair offers and less buyer's remorse or renegotiation after the inspection. The other thing is I'm assuming, I don't know without actually talking to you, is the home is probably vacant. So the other way that we really try and attract buyers online is doing virtual staging. So I'll just show you, that's why I wanted this up. I actually had a renovated vacant house in Brock that we sold last year, and we really wanted to showcase what the bedrooms could look like, because this one from first glance actually looked quite small. So I hired a virtual staging company, and they do things to scale based off of the room size. So this is actually a queen bed that's been superimposed in, all of the accessories, and then of course the little seating nook is also superimposed. Dining room, same thing, and living room, same thing. So it gives an idea of exactly how much furniture you could have, and then of course from that online view just looks so attractive. Okay. So this is the buyer information package that I was talking about. So essentially, we're going to provide you with a 4-page document. Fill it as much as you can. Obviously, this information we're not going to be sending over to the buyers, but this really is about you touching base with your mortgage broker and making sure there's no massive penalties for you getting out of your mortgage term, or looking into what that might look like and if it's worth it. Then from there, we take all of your favorite home features, average utility costs, upgrades that you've done, any warranties that are provided on any of the materials or anything like that. And we put that into a buyer information package that we leave out for buyers at the showing. So the marketing package, so included, of course, in our commissions is going to be professional photography by Dom Coric. I would love to say I'm a great photographer, but I'm not going to pretend to be. So we hire that out. We'll provide a 3D digital tour of your home, especially if buyers are moving from out of town, which we are seeing about 15% of buyers in Kamloops right now coming from the Lower Mainland. So we want to make sure that they can get a virtual viewing before actually making the trip out, and then hopefully giving them a bit of haste to get down here so that we can try and force multiple offers. We run a coming soon campaign on all of our social media outlets, and then of course a just listed campaign. We'll do a postcard neighborhood mail out. COVID permitted, Canada Post has been touch and go with how much they're letting me send out, but we'll always try. Then we do our demographic based just listed campaign. We post the buyer information package. You get a custom link on our private site. And then of course, like any other realtor who works with cooperating brokerages, you'll be on MLS, realtor.ca, remax.ca, Century 21, Royal LePage, you name it, you're there. But we also do something through a private site called Point 2 Home. So we'll put the information of your property through this website, and then they syndicate it to hundreds of private sites that don't have contracts with the Canadian Real Estate Association. So you're going to be on Kijiji, Craigslist, REW, some of those smaller websites that, you know, maybe aren't our biggest hitters for reaching buyers, but we still don't want you to miss out on it. And then of course, the lawn sign. Ongoing service. So this will not be the last time that you hear from me. We don't just put a sign in the yard, hope that it sells, and never call you again. We provide weekly updates on all of our marketing efforts, so we can actually track, how many showings we've done, how many mail outs, how many inquiries have we had, how many people match the search, how many searches does your property match? So we can track how many people are registered with a realtor, where your home is getting viewed by them. Of course, we'll negotiate an offer on your behalf. And then once we've got an accepted offer, we send you welcome emails with kind of your next steps and what to expect. And of course, once subjects are removed and your home is sold, then we'll do the same thing and provide you with a moving concierge service to make sure that all of your accounts are transferred properly. Of course, we do like to have clients for life. Like I said earlier, we base most of our business off of past clients and referrals. So we want to keep that going. And to be honest, I really enjoy working with or spending time with my clients for the most part. So we want to get together every once in a while. COVID has stopped some of our in-person gatherings, but we've done a comedy night and we raise funds for the food bank. We've done tons of stuff even with COVID. So we hope to see you then. Okay, so online reach. So the traditional method, again, of putting a sign in the lawn on MLS is really passive, waiting for the right buyer to find you versus going out and actively getting them. Yes, the market is hot. Yes, putting it on MLS will probably get you at least one offer. Our goal now is to push price as high as possible, as fast as possible. So going out and actively searching for those buyers is a big key part of our marketing strategy. So when I talk about the MLS listing and capturing their hearts, what you'll often find on MLS is it'll say, oh, renovated 3-bedroom home with detached shop, blah, blah, blah. It's all factual, which is ridiculous because you have to include that data in the listing anyway. So people can see how many bedrooms it has, how many bathrooms it has, that there's a shop. What we do is we try and encapsulate what it would be like to live in that home. So waking up to watching your children play in the backyard, not having to lift a finger, knowing that your home has been professionally renovated or whatever, right? So what's unique about your home, maybe walking distance to Brock Recreation Center or, the community garden in the area, whatever. We want people to feel an emotional attachment and picture themselves in your home before they're even there. Then what we do is all buyers are going to want to justify their feelings. So that's a big reason why we purchase with the head, and we provide that buyer information package that's going to let their brain catch up to their heart, so to speak. Timing. So when should you list your home? Obviously, especially if it's a flip, you just want to do it as soon as it's ready to go. I would recommend getting a professional cleaner in there. And then we will need time to do photos and then virtual staging if needed. The virtual staging takes 3 to 5 business days to get all done up. And then I can typically get the photographer in there within 48 hours. So we're going to need about a week's leeway before we'll be ready to go, just given the marketing tactics that we want to use. Your home's going to show better than anything else on the market right now. So really the world is your oyster. And again, if you're just looking for a flip, it's just going to be as soon as possible kind of thing, not waiting for, the market. I do have clients where sometimes like, oh, you know what, wait till early spring or wait till this or wait till that, but it all depends on motivation. And if you want to go, I think you will be able to get a good price right now and maximize on the hot market. Showing schedule. So I would expect within the first 2 weeks of having fairly moderate activity levels, I would expect 8 to 10 showings each week. Ideally, what I'd want to do is list the home on, say, a Wednesday, allow showings Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, potentially Monday, and then review offers no earlier than a Tuesday. So hopefully that gives us time to market the property online, get people from out of town booking trips into town for the weekend, and then writing offers on Monday. Commission structure. So a success commission would be incorporated into this contract. So we, of course, pay for all the marketing fees ahead of time, and you only pay us if we successfully achieve a sale. So that cost is 6% on the first 100,000 and 3% on the balance of the purchase price, half of which we offer to a buyer's realtor who brings us a qualified buyer and foresees the deal. The other half, of course, then we take, and that's how we pay for our marketing efforts and administration fees and all that kind of stuff. So what will a buyer pay for my home? So your competition, oops. Sorry, I'm just at the coast right now, so I'm doing I'm just doing this off of my phone, which is making things miserable and slow. Come on. Like I said, you don't really have true competition right now, just because of how renovated the home is. But if we have to compare something, we've got Sage Drive here in Westside listed at $619,900. I'm just gonna start plopping all of this up. And then this McGilvery one I wanted to show you for sure. Collingwood, I wouldn't say is a comparable. Sandalwood, neither. Fleetwood had a suite. That's the problem with these, is they all have suites. Okay, so Sage Drive here, you can see it's kind of that rancher style with, it does have a small like partial basement. You can see it's just not updated. It's way overpriced, $619,900. So this is where you can really help yourself sell by being comparable with something like this, because buyers in this price range are going to look at both properties. And yes, this one might have more square footage. This is radiant heating, so just not quite electric baseboards, but close. You can just see everything's just pretty original in there. It's bright, it photographs well, but you can just tell that it's quite dated. And again, this one's really going to help you sell because your house is going to be much more updated than this and comparable in size. 911 Crestline. So this one's listed, as you know, I'm sure, at $579,900 and very dated. Does not photograph well, really doesn't show well. Carpet throughout, very busy. So again, I don't see any issues competing with this one at all. And you can definitely go above this listing. Duncan, oh, I'm going to not even include this one because this one's at $665,000, but it's got the pool and that's just a totally different buyer, but it gives you an idea. They've done some updates, and of course this one also has a suite. So suites are about $50,000 in value-ish, give or take. Pools are hit and miss depending on the community. And that one's listed at $665,000. 866 McGilvery. So this one is under contract now. That's listed at $599,000. And again, it's much bigger on a bigger lot, but you can just see it just does not show well at all. It's not updated. Like, it's just, there's nothing really special about it. They've got the asbestos tile ceilings. Community place. So this one does have a suite, I believe, if I remember this one correctly. I think I showed this one. Yeah, I went into multiple offers. So this one sold for $605,000 in Westside, single car garage, view, and some updates. Nothing crazy, but somewhat updated. The owner was living in the basement suite. This is the basement. And a very, very basic kitchen down there. This one sold for $605,000. That was about 5 months ago. So the market's gone up quite a bit since then. And let's see, 12th Street. Oxford. You can see, so Oxford 585 is the list, sold for $628,000. Now again, it's got Desmond, not great. Sandalwood, not a great comparable. Huxley and Brock, 2 and 2, about the same square footage, but again, this one went $560,000. It just sat on the market too long. Anyways, I'm going to email you a copy of all of these comparables as well, so you can cruise through. But you can just see like you're not really competing against much because your home's updated versus the rest of this. So 560 for this makes sense. Then you could renovate it and flip it. So in my opinion, I think we could probably force multiple offers. I can see this house going as high as 625, maybe 630. And there's two strategies that I've got to this. So number one is if you list right at 600,000, you're going to attract buyers who have a cap budget of 600,000. So in terms of trying to force multiple offers, you're likely not going to sell to that demographic. But if they're looking at the house and at least throwing in an offer, what's going to happen is it's going to force the buyers with a budget of say 650 to feel the pressure because they don't know the other buyers budget, right? They just know that there's another offer or two coming in. So if you list at a reasonable price where you're really capturing a lot of buyers, because again, most buyers they're not going to look at houses from 550 to 599. They're going to look 550 to 600 and 600 to 650. So if we can capture more buyers and put more pressure, then you're typically going to get higher offers, and people are going to see value, I think, at that price. They're not going to look at it and be like, oh, they're trying obviously just to get in this hot market. I think on the other side, you could go as high as 619.9. And then that way you're probably going to have less buyers competing. Again, you're going to eliminate those $600,000 buyers, but you could get up to say 630, 635 here if you can string together 2 or 3 buyers with a higher budget. This is going to represent a sale price of between $297 and $307 a square foot, which I have to say is very high for Brock. Brock normally sits around $274, but again, because it's recently renovated, essentially brand new to move into, there's going to be a draw for buyers to that. Calculating your estimated net income. So these are things that you really have to take into account to make sure that it is worth your time. So obviously your estimated sale price, I would say go for 625. Any mortgage penalties owing, we got to know about that. And then if we do 625 with a commission of 6 and 3, you're looking at 21,750 plus say 500 in lawyer fees. So 22,250 minus 625. So you're looking at a net of about 602 to 603,000 is what you'd end up with in your pocket. The other thing that you have to consider is, are you going to have to pay capital gains on this? So did you move into this as your primary residence? If so, then you should be exempt, but I would talk to your accountant just to be safe. And then the big one is mortgage penalties. So it sounds like you're looking at buying after anyway. So you can likely just port the mortgage without having to pay a penalty. But again, talk to your mortgage broker ahead of time. You just don't want those surprises at the end. So our next step, so obviously reviewing this listing or this listing presentation, we can review and sign a listing contract. Then for the home prep, we do, professional cleaning. We can do the online staging, fill out your seller homework. I'll get the photographer in there. We'll do the measurements of the home, and then we launch it. So our coming soon, MLS, social media push, targeted advertising, and signage. Then we do our showings, offer negotiations, and we sell the home. Just to give you an idea of exactly who we are, like I said, there are 5 agents on this side, and our unlicensed assistant, Lucy, who's been with me for about 5, almost 6 years now, on the other side. So I started in the business, I should say. I didn't start the team right away. And then Lucy joined me once we decided to have a son. My husband left home inspecting and joined me as a realtor. And now we have 3 beautiful agents that work with us and train with us. We do weekly coaching, weekly training. We're constantly working on our negotiation skills, our marketing skills, etc. I'm a certified negotiation expert, and everyone else is well on their way to that certification. And we would be happy to work with you. I will send this off to you here shortly. Please let me know if you have any questions, concerns, want to chat a little bit more. This is your investment. We have to choose a price point that you're comfortable with. And, sometimes brainstorming and talking out different tactics or different expectations over the phone or in person is ideal. Okay, I will talk to you soon.